Hey everyone, wanted to do a video on my neck knives, the smallest in my collection. I have a box of them here, and I have a few other ones to share over here. All of them kind of share obviously the same setup, that they go over the neck or under the armpit, as you've seen me do in some other videos. There's a bunch, so let's go through them. It's a format that I really like. I've been buying a bunch of these over the years. I've tried out a bunch of them on hikes and such, and I just really like the format. Being able to sling this thing over your neck and pull out the knife works really well with a backpack when you have like a chest strap that keeps your knife from wobbling around too much. Sometimes I like hanging them kind of like this. Very accessible, easy to get to. All of my, well, I'm going to go over the modern neck knives. I've talked about some of the neck yakuts that I have that are more traditional. But these all share the same basic components. They are all made with modern materials. All have kydex, plastic kydex sheath formed to the knife individually, obviously. All have paracord hangers, whatever. All of them have modern steels, I believe, on all of these, and handles are all again made out of synthetic materials for them. Actually, all of them, I believe. Micarta G10 and such. So here's an example. This is one I got recently. Let's start with this one. I really like this little guy from Golovin in Russia. You can see it's a mini puko style with a swedge on top. So a little more of a tactical modern twist. And it's flat ground, maybe slightly beveled, I don't know, I think it's flat. Has the Pekka dominant kind of style dot here that matches the dot on the sheath, which keeps it in place very nicely. The sheath, this one's a little on the bigger side of the ones I have. I'll show some of the smaller ones too. Great size, more of a fuller handle. Has the pancake style sheath. You can set it up with the holes however you want. Could obviously, this is big enough to be a small belter as well, but some of them have a lanyard. This one has a really cool one with a bead with the this one shines in the dark too. Has the Turk's head knot in the back that he did. Really cool. I like it for some of these knives, especially the ones that have very simple handles like this, where pulling it out of a plastic sheath is not necessarily the easiest thing to do. Pushing on it and pulling. Doing this is easier, but just pulling, it's smooth, right? So the lanyard really helps in that situation. Also helps to not lose the knife, obviously. What do I want to say about this one? Polished micarta on the handle, G10 bolster. Has the angled bolster there, so you can close up, choke up on it. A lot of them you'll see have, actually I don't know if a lot of mine do, but this one has dark stone washed finish on the blade as well. If I remember right, this is N690, may be wrong. Let's see, not too much more to say about this one, so let's move on. Here's one of my older ones. One of the first modern neckers I got into. This is from Mario Leao in Portugal. I just put some paracord on the sheath here and added a few holes, but otherwise this is how it came. Oh, I also put epoxy on coating on the micarta, the canvas, rough canvas micarta that he had. I found epoxy that I really like that actually makes it, still keeps it pretty grippy, but also stops it from, you can see some of the old here, stops it from scratching and getting damaged. This one's really exemplifies kind of the neck knife, modern neck knife for me. So you can see the handle is pretty tiny, but it has plenty of blade. Blade shape is nice with the a drop point, a big belly. Really cool. Very handy. Good for a variety of tasks, and still basically, you know, almost a full blade on this guy. 3 and something inches, almost 3.5 actually. So again, nice light construction, streamlined, easy to use, different grips and all that. Kydex, this one's a taco style. Right, keeps it well. This is a little grippier, and the shape of it too makes it easier to just pull it out, so it doesn't need a lanyard really. All right, before I get into the box, here's the smallest one I have. Really like this one. It's really tiny, but so this one is from RVS Knives in Russia as well. They have this interesting construction. I believe they patented this, where it's like half hidden tang, half I don't know, half full tang, half hidden, whatever it is. You can see the steel in it, the handle goes through, but it's covered up, which I really like because there's no steel on the back, no steel on the bottom, especially when it's cold, right? And you don't want to freeze your hands to the knife. This one really is tiny, especially for the handle is really tiny. It's got surprisingly big blade, and it has that Canadian or Nessmuk style blade. Heavy construction on the spine, so it actually can do quite a lot of work, and it's not that small. It's almost 3 inches, I think, on the blade. What was I gonna say about this one? It has a big lanyard hole. I'm not using it, but yeah, you can put a lanyard in there. This one is so tiny, and the sheath is so minimal too. Just exactly right for whatever it needs to stay in there. Kydex bolted up. This is cool. The neck lanyard on this is adjustable, which is really cool. So you can do whatever you want with it. I think this one is also N690, if I remember correctly. I really like that steel. A lot of people do. So here's that. All right, let's look at these guys. This is my box of black-handled, black sheath knives. So here's the biggest one. Alexander Afonchenko in Ukraine. It's his claw, EDC with a wrap. This is the paracord wrap with the innards removed, right, and then epoxied. A nice kind of Japanese style wrap. The paracord on this is cool, actually kind of hard to see, but it's got all those colors on it. His logo. The blade's beautiful. This profile is amazing because it's so smooth, slim, and yet because of the wrap, it's really tactile, stays in the hand really well. So this is a really neat necker or a small belter. Very low profile, very slim, light. Again, you can carry it in a variety of different ways. Okay, also N690, I think. Yep, this one actually says N690. And flat, I like this where it's got the rough flats, and then the bevels are satin. very capable. This is almost 3.5, just under 3.5, I think, inches for the blade, 325, whatever. Little hole actually on both sides in the sheath for drainage. What else? All right, let's look at something since we're talking about wraps. Here's one I have, very different. Well, not that different, I guess, but kind of different. It's a kiridashi, you know, that traditional Japanese one bevel, straight edge, asymmetric, great for carving into something, very good for small tasks. Also has that same flat paracord with the innards removed and the Japanese style wrap. This one actually has that cool feature, which adds a little to the bulk perhaps, but also makes it really grippy. Not gonna slide because there's a little bit of a danger here, right? With the sliding down the blade, getting your hand cut. So this is from Remy in France. He makes a lot of these cool Japanese style knives. Very simple, minimal, small sheet, but really takes, oh yeah, what I was gonna say is these guys, especially this wrap, makes kydex forming really cool because you get all the little features and they match the knife and they keep it in place absolutely perfectly. And yet when it hangs, it's very easy to rip it out. So I've used this one snowboarding and such because it's such a small knife and it's flat and it just goes on, it stays there. Okay, let's see, let's do this one. This is a guinea hog forge, McGee. There we go. This one's really high end from one of the best maker. Master Smith makes these, Scott McGee, over in Carolina, I believe. Also has that pattern rough, whatever, flats and satin bevels. He makes these in a variety of different handles. Has two bigger sizes too, but this one is the small piranha neck style. Really cool the clip point on this one with a swedge, and it allows for that thumb ramp without any jimping. That actually makes it completely secure. And also has angled scales. Again, you can choke up on it. Has, like I mentioned in some other videos, has that beaten rock texture or whatever. Exposes the tang a little here for, you know, an impact point or opening bottles or something if you need to. Yeah, this one is just amazing in the hand, perfect size, everything fits in different grips. The sheath, he does this cool cutout in the back, so it's easy to slide it out. It's not gonna get stuck. And it just clicks in place. Okay, couple more. So another Russian one. I have a bunch of these. They actually rebranded and abandoned the original Raccoon Knives brand and are now called something else. This was back when they still made these one-offs. This has that really cool kind of hidden tang, but full tang, hidden tang morphing. I don't know what to call it. They do this cool colored insert to hide the tang inside, and also has that hole that matches the kydex and keeps it in place and gives it that click. Small size, very easy to carry, very nice kydex. Has the ramp for your thumb. Has a lanyard hole if you need it. Doesn't really need it. This one is a oh boy, it is a, I think think is Bead Blasted G10, I want to say. Yeah. So it has that micro texture that's really grippy. The blade is 110 X18 Russian 440, high-end 440, I think equivalent. Has the dark stonewash again. Really nice blade. A little different, so if you want one with a really small blade and a fatty handle like this, it's short, but it's quite grippy, quite fat, little, yeah, like that. Anyway, a little different style. And finally, let's look at this one, the last one I got. This is from Tara. I mentioned another one of his in a different video. This is his Mark IV, I think, whatever it is. It's the neck version. Super minimal sheath on this one, right? Just covers, and this is, I like these when they have a cutout like this. The finger groove or whatever. Works really well with the Kydex to keep it in place. Small spear point blade with nice jimping. Very secure because of the jimping, and the finger groove. Small but heavy, bulky handle with that rock texture. So not going anywhere, but at the same time still small and light enough. Can disappear. Oh yes, like the bigger version, he has this. I like this, the handle feature that has that sloping. Really fits into the palm of the hand. Doesn't cut in, right? Okay. And yeah, you get the nice click from the shaping of the sheath. So let's see. I'd say, you know, these three are the smallest. All pretty different. And then I guess this guy is sort of in a category of its own. It's small. It's a little different from others though. And well, these two are more of the same size. The guinea hog is a little smaller. This one's got the bigger, like, pretty big sheath. This one's got all the cutout and everything minimized, right? So it takes up less space. And then back to these two. Oh, colorful, outdoorsy. All right, so that's all I wanted to show off, I think. Maybe I'll do some more videos on a few of these, going into some more details, but for the overview, thanks for watching.